Hey everyone, I wanted to take a quick moment to give a hot take on the announcements that were made yesterday at Gen Con. I wasn't there, but I watched the keynote and OMG, what is going on? Like, what did I watch? I am shocked, pleasantly, of the direction that they're going. So if you've watched this channel, you know that 6 years ago, Gonzo and I posted a video about whether or not they would do Dark Sun in 5th edition, and things were looking like it might end up that way. They might actually go with a Dark Sun setting expansion. And then stuff happened where it really was becoming more and more problematic to make that happen, it seemed, and it never came to fruition. So we were not all that surprised after we saw things were going that didn't pan out. But we always said, first of all, if you don't know Dark Sun is very, very edgy, very gritty, and it deals with things like it has, people, there's tribes in it that have slavery, and there's cannibalism, some, not that you participate in that. I wouldn't encourage that, but that exists because of the lore. There's cultures that do that in this game. There's eugenics. There's genocide. There's a lot of really dark themes. I know I'm not selling it very well, but it is a really entertaining thing because it's kind of like Mad Max. It's about survival, and it's very, very it's different, way different than Forgotten Realms. So it gives a different feel altogether to D&D, and we talked about that in our video. But we were kind of optimistic that it would happen, but like I said, it didn't pan out. Well, then big announcement yesterday that they're doing Dark Sun, and my first take was like, when I first saw this on X, where I first saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, right, how are they going to do that? How are they going to sanitize it? And going to find out, no, content warning, which makes sense to me, and I like this idea. Because honestly, I believe that a company, when they make something, isn't necessarily everyone has to buy everything that they make. I don't buy everything I don't know any company. I buy every single thing they have. But yeah, you hear people they're like, for example, years ago, Apple came out with a $24,000 computer, and people are like, how are you going to afford a $24,000 computer? And I'm like, it was made for professionals, and they need something that robust, and that's what that costs. Maybe when they make something, it isn't for every single person to buy. So I like this idea, and I think that some people will buy it and some people won't, and that's totally fine. But I like the idea of having options, and Dark Sun is a great expansion idea. I think the warning is kind of funny though, because the content warning, because it says something about there might be, warning, you might have nudity and all these kind of and sexual kind of stuff. And then I know some tables do play with that kind of stuff, so I had to kind of chuckle because I'm like, I think some people already have that stuff in their game already, but it's anyway. So the lawyers, I guess, had them put that in. But anyway, so I'm encouraged by that. The other mind-blowing thing was Dragonlance. Oh my gosh, Dragonlance. And Dragonlance done the right way. Honestly, I've been burned. Gonzo and I were excited about Dragonlance coming out in 5th edition a while back. And then when it came out, wasn't great. Hickman and Weiss weren't really involved. Now they are. Hello, that's a crazy idea. So that's happening, which I think that's the way to do it. Gonzo and I have talked before about Dragonlance, how we love Dragonlance. We, as kids, we literally handed the books around to each other as we read the Dragonlance trilogy, the first 2 trilogies in general. And we really loved it. So to see that happen the right way is super awesome. Greyhawk, I haven't had a lot of experience with Greyhawk. I know a lot of people love Greyhawk. I know I took a lot of heat on a while back where I said Greyhawk was very much like Forgotten Realms, and people, came after me in the comments. But anyway, so to have Luke Gygax involved with it makes like a lot of sense, like great stuff. So very much encouraged with that. I don't know what I'm interested with World of Warcraft. Honestly, I played World of Warcraft for 10, 15 years, I think it was straight. I played a lot of World of Warcraft. In fact, I took time. I was not involved playing D&D and all. And 4th edition was written really to get people like me to come back to the game. And I saw what 4th edition had. I wasn't super impressed. So again, people will probably come in the comments on 4th edition. But honestly, it wasn't my thing. So I think it's interesting that here we are coming full circle. Now we're coming back around to World of Warcraft. They're actually, I guess it's can't beat them, join them. I don't know. So that's kind of an interesting idea. I don't know. Again, I think it's fine. I think if someone makes it and they love it and they want to go play that, it gives them the opportunity in an easy way, I think, to go and actually play World of Warcraft around a table socially instead of front of your computer, isolated from each other, which I totally encourage 100%. And I'm not sure what I feel about Star Wars, but same thing. I mean, I love Star Wars. Original anyway, the original Star Wars though. So interested to see where that goes. And again, if it gets people playing around the table as friends and family, that's what it's all about. So really excited about all of this. I'm interested to see what you think in the comments. Comment below if you've played Dark Sun or you are playing Dark Sun. What are your thoughts on that? If you can't wait till 2027, watch our other video. It'll be down in the description. I'll put a link in the comment or our previous video. We actually talk about how you can get started playing that. You can go to Drive-Thru RPG. You can get the original Dark Sun thing, and we talk about, Gonzo talks a little bit about how he modified it to use in 5th edition back then. So we were kind of on top of that, and we've actually played it. I want to hear that in the comments. What are your thoughts on having the Hickmans having Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman back involved with Dragonlance? What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on Greyhawk and World of Warcraft and Star Wars? What do you think? What are your thoughts on this as being a part of that? Also, I will add one more thing. Please put the Hickmans back in Ravenloft. That needs to happen. I think if this is the direction we're going, I do feel like they're trying to right the ship a little bit. I know there's been some things. 5.5 wasn't going over as well as I think they had hoped, but I think this is a shot in the arm and a move in the right direction. Not sure how it's going to work with our super powered players now in 5.5, but we'll just have to have super powered monsters and all that, I suppose. Comment below, and as always, class dismissed.